Good afternoon, everybody. It is the International Great Black Read Aloud Day month. We've been doing this for the whole month of February for Black History, reading out loud. It's very important that we understand how literacy is a legacy and we must teach it to our children and move it going forward. Read out loud to them every day. And so today I have Miss Sonia Bennett. Yay! Thank you very much. It is my day. It is erotica day. I don't know how I put something together and made myself last, but it's okay. So I'm so excited because most people don't want to read erotica out loud. So I do thank you very much, Sonia, for uh, not finding it robbery to read something a little lusty
Yes.
in the middle of the afternoon. So thank you. It's the International Great Black Read Aloud Day. This is a special session of a fresh conversation. And so I want to show you the book. It's Eyeless Diamonds. It's 1, 2, and 3. 4 is being written and probably will be produced this year by Ladero Press. Thank you to the Ladero Press for even thinking about the International Great Black Read Aloud Day. Ms. Bennett, we are going to go off camera and you're going to be by yourself reading Isla's Diamonds. And I'm gonna give you a little background on Isla. She works for a company that has 3 initials, and you have to read the book to find out what those 3 initials are. And she takes you through a roller coaster ride of espionage and murder and love and lust. And so this particular portion, she has a friend, his name is Leroy. It's not Leroy. It's Leroy. And Leroy comes to visit. So, Miss Bennett, if you will introduce yourself to everyone, we will get started. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Good afternoon. My name is Sonia Bennett. I am a beginning author and also a voice actress. It is my pleasure to present this portion of Isla's Diamonds. And I thank you so much, Ms. Donna Banks, for allowing me to participate in Read Out Loud Day. It is truly something that I think a lot of adults don't do. And since I am a parent also, then it is my pleasure definitely to read out loud. And this is something that I love, which is erotica. So let's go. I made a right turn onto Arlington Boulevard and rode home, constantly looking in my rearview mirror. As I drove up, Paula was sitting outside alone. That was unusual, even when they were fighting. Paula and Drew were always together. I parked on the side of the building and walked up to the apartment. Paula, of course, had a cup of something in her hand. As I walked up, I said, "Hey, Paula, how are you and where is your shadow?" She replied, "Drew has not been feeling well, so he went to the doctor today." "Oh," I said, "is it the flu?" "Yeah," she replied, "like the flu, but much worse." I looked at her and there was something different. "Paula," I said, "you seem frightened. Is there something you're not telling me?" "No," she said, "I just don't know what I would do if you got really sick." She got up and said, "See you later," and walked up the street. I said to myself. He probably has pickled his liver with all the 40 ounces he drinks. I laughed and walked to my apartment. I opened the door and there it was, another manila envelope. I walked over it. I was not prepared to open it at this moment. I dropped my keys and purse on the dinette, turned to double lock the door when the phone rang. It was ringing and the red light was blinking. The telephone is the best and worst invention of the 19th century. It was a fantastic tool for communication, but a huge invasion of privacy. Why? Because every time it rings, you feel like you must answer it. So I did. "Speak now or forever hold your peace," I said into the phone. The voice replied, "I'm just making sure you did not decide to step over the envelope, but rather to pick it up to read its contents." I hung up. It was Hunter. The rest of the evening was uneventful until the phone rang at 10 o'clock p.m. It was Leroy. Isla, he said, I am at the 7-Eleven. Would you like some company? Translation, this is a booty call. How about some booty? I said, I am really tired and it has been a long day, maybe some other time. He said, I have cocaine with Hennessy. I replied, the door will be open. He was there within minutes. When he arrived, he had a full hard on. I looked down at his pants and looked up at him and laughed and said, what have you been doing? He replied, thinking about you. Oh, okay. We walked slowly back to the bedroom. I got my mirror from the dresser and took it to the bathroom to wash it off. I knew he would need it to track the cocaine. I returned with the mirror and he was in the chair, naked. I took the Hennessy bottle from his hand and went to the kitchen to pour the Hennessy into large snifters. As I turned to walk back to the bedroom, I saw that the door was not double locked. I walked to the door, double locked it, and went back to the bedroom. Leroy had tracked the cocaine and already had a track. He handed me the dollar bill he had rolled up like a cigarette and let me do my track. I did it and it made my eyes water and my nose run immediately. That was great cocaine. It had been a long while since I had done a track. It felt good. I was numb instantly. Leroy said, where's your dildo? I replied, in my nightstand. He said, take your rubber dick out of the package, take it to the stove, turn the stove on warm, place the dick on the cookie sheet, and place it in the oven. I looked at him like he was crazy. That was a $50 dick. I was not about to melt it. He said, I know you think it's going to melt, but it will not melt. Just get warm. We'll only leave it in there for 5 minutes. I did as he said, but I told him that if it came out looking like jelly, he had to buy me a new one. He laughed and said, just try it. I took the dick to the kitchen, turned on the stove, placed it on the cookie sheet and in the stove. I returned to the bedroom and he was still sitting there with his dick hard as a rock. I said to him, can I take care of that for you? He said, no, wait for your dick and come finish this last line. I did, and for a moment I could not feel my legs. I stood up looking around the room like a tourist in New York. Leroy was laughing. We almost forgot about the dick in the stove. I ran to the kitchen and pulled it out, turned off the stove and placed the dick on a doubled piece of paper towel. I walked it into the bedroom, not sure what Leroy was going to do with it. He reached over to the dresser and got the Vaseline. He placed Vaseline all over the dick, took the fake dick from my hand and asked me to bend over. He placed the dick into my pussy warm and slick. It was a sensation I had never felt. As he was pushing and pulling the dick out of my pussy, he had taken his left hand and had gone to work on his own dick. Slowly at first, up and down. Then he stopped and rubbed his balls. Then back to his dick. The faster he got to masturbating on himself, the faster he would take the dick in and out of my pussy. I was screaming and almost swallowing my tongue. He came and I came and came again. He took the dick from my pussy and asked me to turn around and walk over to the bed. I did, and he laid me back and placed my legs around his neck. He took he took the dick once again and pushed and pulled it out of my pussy while his finger was up my ass. My God, this man was a freak, but of course I loved it. 15 minutes later, he got up, went to the bathroom, came out, got dressed, finished his Hennessy, and kissed me on the forehead and bid me a good night. I walked him to the door. I was beginning to see Mr. Leroy in a different light. I locked the door, turned off the lights, walked to my bedroom, pulled back the covers, and crawled into bed. I woke up at 6:45 a.m. as the sun began to shine in the window.
Yay! And that would be a portion of Eyeless Diamond. So it is not for the faint at heart. It is suspense erotica, but yeah, but it has an enormous story of mystery, murder, mayhem. And what I want everybody to understand is that Isla is in a position that most African American women never thought about in the 70s and the 80s. That was just not heard of. So think about the fact that, when we talk about Black history, you have a Black woman who is an operative in a company that has three letters. So think about that while you're thinking about all the stuff that she does, which is fun. And thank you, Miss Bennett, for being here with us, reading Eyeless Diamonds 2 on the International Great Black Read Aloud Day. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.